Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports?
Taken at the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Throwing to start the drive. Ford.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
To throw again. Ford. Third down. Ford. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Harris now to return. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the first Wyoming quarterback to go in the first round, standing 6'5". It's Josh Allen.
I remember when he came out of Wyoming, the big question mark, could he be accurate enough to be a star in the NFL? I think it's safe to say he's put all of us in our place and put those doubts to rest. He can roll out and run it. He can bomb it over your heads. Everything in between. He's an absolute nightmare for defenses to try and prepare for. And when he's on, he's an MVP caliber player each and every time he takes the field.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 56 yards.
Right back to Achane on second down.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments in how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
Play action. Now it's Allen on the move to his left.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jalen Waddle,
his second touchdown on the season.
And the Dolphins get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line.
Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the... And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They find themselves in a good size. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 71 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation.
Robinson.
A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be second and... Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. He loses a full 5 yards there on the sack, and it also brings up 4th down, 4th and goal.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
And the 39-year-old veteran puts it right through, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
On play action, Allen. They'll roll him out right. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Called that a gain of 38. A big march forward on the 3rd down conversion. Allen off the play fake. Steps away. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Jalen Waddle
with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list.
And the Dolphins are able to stretch out their lead.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
Taken at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
On 2nd down, it's Stevenson.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Now a throw here, hauled in, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Tampa Bay.
Robinson up the middle.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory.
92 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this 1st half. On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Again, it's Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
2nd down and 8. Up the middle, here's Stevenson.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Ford. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Tucker's kick is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive.
Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2.
And that's caught inside the 35.
Now a timeout here, an injured player, and that's Jalen Waddle, who seems to be in some discomfort.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Mecole Hardman, his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Dolphins are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Well, this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're kind of searching for that magic elixir. You know, they're moving the football a little bit, but not with any great consistency.
I love that term you just used, elixir, right?
Old school.
Old school. I love that because you don't want to put too much pressure on your defense as well. All right, if you're kicking field goals, that's great. But your defense has to keep going out there and holding the other team. You're not giving them any cushion to work with, and that gets tougher and tougher as the game goes along. Put the ball in the end zone and get 6s. That's the ambrosia that they're looking for.
Ambrosia, and trying to erase this deficit. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. From the gun on 3rd down. Ford looking deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. 70 yards.
And the Buccaneers get a bit closer.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will cut the lead down to 15. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay.
This fielded right at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into.
And that's caught inside the 35. An explosive 38-yard pickup. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Sliding out of the pocket. And this is caught. That goes for a gain of 31. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Achane will score. Touchdown, Miami. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. One more drive here for the Buccaneer offense in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. A final shot before break. Ford, incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New York.
Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3.
The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started.
And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense.
A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers,
Absolutely.
though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jalen Waddle,
his third touchdown of the game and fourth on the year.
And the Dolphins come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
This is Harris.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. On play action, Allen out to his left.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle.
And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there for Miami. 48 yards.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Achane here. They stay on the ground.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful.
And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. Mecole Hardman with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Dolphins have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
Taken at the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd and 2, Ford.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Looking to throw. Ford. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory right at the 40.
Straight ahead, it's Stevenson.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Ford. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave them with a 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
On 3rd down, Ford.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 21. Back to throw. Ford. Left side here, caught by Clay. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Operating from the gun. Ford. His pass caught at the 4.
And the Buccaneers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. From 4 yards out.
And the Bucs get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Tucker with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
Here comes Harris out of the end zone. And this to 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set.
Way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Now Allen rolling to his left.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle.
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
And this is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
They'll run Achane.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was Devon Achane who finished things off with a touchdown reception.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Looking to throw. Ford to the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Now they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Ford. And that is incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. And Allen is actually going to throw it here. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Throwing now is Allen. Rolling to his right.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Gonzalez good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
So out come the Bucs now.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually works.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
He'll get, and oh, he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. On the move to his left.
He'll let this go deep for Waddle.
He's got it at the 15. It's a big play there for Miami. 44 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Tap forward by Allen on the jet sweep.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2. Now they run the sweep as Allen just pops this forward.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. I'd like to be those defensive coaches. That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared. But executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for the Dolphins, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew.